I'm always here when this run back happens.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm always here when this happens.
We've broken down on it on stream ourselves, but this is the one. I would love for you to take the wheel between Angrybird and Mr. Crimson to let the people know at home what the lore is really like.
So, the last time these guys played was in the group stage of the death bracket of Group F. That was 2-1, I believe, to Angrybird. I spoke to Mr. Crimson afterwards. I said, so that tech you introduced, what was it? He said it was a hard read. I have to know that, but it loses to other options as well. Angrybird plays this matchup perfectly. And again, Big Bird also played it perfectly as well when he played this matchup with Mr. Crimson. Rashid is an absolute terror. He still gets spoken about in high regard, but not in your top 5s. He's a top 10.
Top 10 for sure, yeah.
But now Angrybird's come off the loss of Zen. That was pretty much a decimation. He doesn't want that. He wants to make amends. And what way to rekindle that flame of motivation than to fight Mr. Crimson, who's on a good run in the loser's bracket as well, by the way.
You're not kidding. You are not kidding. He has had a very, very big run. 3-0, 3-1, 3-0 again. Can he repeat those results? Well, he's got the big Angrybird on his team. I gotta say, this is so difficult to get out of. Very meaty slide, or sorry, meaty drill.
There from Angrybird, activates yet, knows the interruption, goes for the EX spinning mix, the slowest start, but still invincible from frame 1. Can he get the grab? Not quite. And here it is. This is where the matchup is played. Right in the corner. He looks for the airborne eagle spike. The wall jump is coming. And he jumped away.
So smart about that, having that jump away, not committing to any big option outside, just jump roundhouse. And look at that, eagle spike to set it off. Round 1, going to Angrybird.
This is the biggest test for Mr. Crimson right now. If he can get past this, boy, are his chances strong. And another run back will happen as well if he wins this. Air to air, gets the floating stage as well. That's going to be punished. That should have been punished, I think, by a light maybe. I could be wrong.
The spinning mixer to intercept the drill on the way down, but it's still Mr. Crimson. I feel like Angrybird could have had a little bit of a sequence there in his favor. Gets the punish.
Execution error there from Mr. Crimson, so he gets hit with a combo of an eagle, airborne eagle spike. Here it comes.
Turn, the drill so deep to allow Mr. Crimson to pursue offense. On the side switch now. Angrybird blocking this corner.
Wow.
Yes, eagle spike. Why not?
What a punish. I mean, he wanted to get out of the corner, but damn, I'll take it. His eagle spike usage in this match, that's dead. Heavy spinning mixer, close it out.
Counter hit conversion, nice and clean from Angrybird.
Whether it's part of a combo extension or just in neutral to like close the gap or get out, his eagle spike usage is the main thing people got to be looking out for at home. And like I said, Mr. Crimson, he doesn't want to be put in the corner, but because Angrybird's adding to that mental stack or just throwing out the eagle spikes, right? Now you just can't throw out your limbs haphazardly. There has to be well-timed, wait a couple of seconds, maybe even float a little bit, and then try and teleport. Yeah, he knows it as well. He has to readjust his spacing.
See Angrybird moving back and forth for that big opening. Forward throw now. Dash up. What's the situation? The roundhouse getting past the crouching heavy punch. So smart and calculated.
That's stunned, vicious.
What happens now? Set up.
He's going to knock him down. He's going to go off the wall again. He'll do it. There you go. Wall jump, bam.
Block from Mr. Crimson. Do it again. The slide. Perfectly timed. Getting this big knockdown. So pivotal for the momentum. Trigger on deck for Mr. Crimson, but he needs it off of a hit. He doesn't want to do it off the slide.
Yeah, he needs Angrybird to activate first, but if he gets his wrong for miss, he's dead. And he good block on the jump medium kick cross up. Slides out.
He has to do it. And that's totally fine because again the trigger is active.
He's dead.
Oh. He missed it. Oh my god, he's zooming.
He's zip-lining around the screen. No tick throat yet. He can't overhead him either. Oh, he gets the crouching light kick to close out the round. Mr. Crimson's getting a little bit antsy here, but he has to play 100 times faster than what he's usually comfortable with, Vicious.
I mean, he's doing that right now, or he's trying to do that right now.
Dude, the mental damage Angrybird's inflicting right now is tremendous. Get out, back medium punch.
Medium punch for the anti-air. Forward throw. Mr. Crimson dashes up. Still the trade-off for Angrybird. Get him out of here, but still trying to get a whirlwind shot, trying to get some stuff out of the corner, but no, the trill is in the upper. Man, this is so tough for Mr. Crimson to keep Angrybird locked in.
Oh wow, what a throw tech. That's the first time he's tried to throw him in a situation, so that was a very brazen decision there from Crimson, but it worked out. Throw again. Can he sneak in another one before he jumps off the wall?
They're fighting a mile a minute here, Jammers. They gotta say Mr. Crimson still needs to get a big confirmed, possibly into critical but that's not gonna be the case here.
Oh, he drill kicked the eagle spike. Now I know what better dive kick's better. And hello, he didn't go into the super.
You really thought that was a question, Jammers?
Maybe it was.
I don't know about all that.
It was a question in my mind. I've never said it out loud. Anyway, let's see if Mr. Crimson can equalize here. Angrybird still playing this matchup. Super aggressive. Hyper aggressive, I should say.
It's a throw attempt. A standing light kick. Deter Angrybird from moving forward, but those roundhouses are still coming through. V-shift break. What happens now? Again, off to the wall.
Yeah,
he's tempting the anti-airs. He's looking forward. He's trying to find the discipline against
Dude, he is panicking, but he's been so resilient on defense. What a defensive sequence here from Mr. Crimson. He's still not biting.
Jesus! The slide went the other way. Angrybird
Dude.
didn't get the knockdown. Back, medium punch, still anti-airing against the juggle.
What an improvised conversion there into the slide. And again, drill kick into the grab. He's got a super here, so if Angrybird jumps, he could lose the game. And he's going to lose it here.
Man. Even if that didn't kill, well, guess what? You still had medium punch to follow through. Mr. Crimson tying it all up. And I gotta say, man, Angrybird's momentum, his speed in general, is so hard to keep up with. Mr. Crimson has taken to these guys a lot more often than not in other games.
Discipline is the word for Mr. Crimson right now, because I know a lot of people that would V-shift out of panic, they press buttons out of panic, they probably do the incorrect teleport out of panic. But he is being resilient right now, taking the fight to Angrybird. He's making him think about that offense.
Such a sharp angle, barely missing the anti-air, and now it's Angrybird off the wall again.
Blocks incorrectly, takes a grab, and he can't get overhead here. Oh! And he got stunned by the airborne eagle spike.
Does enough meter as well.
One more guess. What's it going to be? Tick throw? Or is he going to leave it? Anvil, he had a hard read. That is a hard read.
We talked about that before. That's actually how we got a big conversion off Angrybird in group stage.
Eagle spike. A storm is coming indeed, and he goes right in his face with the amplified eagle spike. Let's take the lead in this round here. Meter advantage with Mr. Crimson.
Oh
what
my
a whip
God,
punish.
the whip punish from 3-4 to the screen. You gotta be kidding me. Angrybird now. Oh boy, the crush counter, I like that. Mr. Crimson is still swinging, he ain't scared.
He can't be deterred by that crush counter alone. He has to block again, take the grab. He might have to take another one if he's not careful. Oh wow. Mixer again, I can't keep up with this.
The
And
cross up?
He's
How
dead.
long? How often has he jumped off of the wall? How long has he conditioned Mr. Crimson to be susceptible to that cross-up?
But that's the matchup, and again, the one time he picked back hard punch, the Yoga Anvil, it worked, but he said, if I guess incorrectly, it loses to cross-up jump leading kick, it loses to an empty jump. So you really, look, he's ruminating, he really has to think about this. He can't change character. He's doing fine here, but the problem is, you can't keep Rashid away from the corner. You cannot do that. It's physically impossible.
Nothing's impossible, Chambers.
You say that.
I believe it.
All right, punish there. Oh, okay.
Not quite.
A bit too far.
Oh.
Throw again, throws out that hard kick with malicious intent. Yeah, Angrybird's really trying to throw everything to the kitchen sink.
Majority of it have come from heavy normals too. Mr. Crimson just having the right speed majority of the time. And here's the stun. Not gonna be enough damage quite yet. He just built that bar. Am I lying to you?
Yeah, no, that's it. He's gonna hold this. He's gonna have to activate. Hard kick or something. No, get out the corner. Yep, out of there.
He tried to anti-air. That might be dicey.
Here we go. Reversal. Can he get one light kick or something? He tried a crouching light kick, but the light kick closed it out. Anyway, the standing version this time round. Substantial lead, was able to maintain it and close out that round. Angrybird, wow. Okay, he jumped to the airborne eagle spike once again at the start.
Range EX spinning mixer. No fear in Angrybird's heart. Forward throw.
He doesn't want Crimson to do the dive kick to him. Another anvil, but no crush counter.
It barely touched.
Counter.
Speaking of, here's the crush counter from Angrybird off of the roundhouse. He almost got Mr. Crimson pressing a button.
Oh, that was a hard read. That was a hard read. Hang on a minute. It's going to be stunned. Please don't spin a mixer. Please, for the love of God, don't do it.
He would have been dead if he did. That's for sure.
He tried to do it there, I think.
The snipe is there as he cooked up. It's the high and low mix. We actually haven't seen that option since he's been playing in top 16. I don't think I've seen that once.
He loves it. He wants that exuberant crowd to make the noise, and he did the exact same thing at EVO. He did the exact same thing at EVO.
Oh.
I know his reign came to a very short end because Idom closed it out in the top 8 loser side round 1, but he loves this stuff when he gets the crowd behind him. Oh, block, that's gonna be a punish. Yeah, just, he had the micro, and the Yoga Flame still missed. Good trade there, in benefit of Angrybird. And here comes the wall pressure.
Anvil into crouching heavy punch reset to apply pressure. He didn't want the knockdown, he wanted to force a little bit of an awkward situation for Angrybird.
Anvil again.
Another big read.
Yeah, Angrybird getting too predictable. Angrybird is getting extremely predictable right now. He might have to start dashing in or something.
The big crowd buff, amplifying Mr. Crimson's gameplay. We'll see if he can close it out. Match point.
The echo is reverberating around.
Anvil.
The Avalon here. Yeah, and he got the trade up. The hard kick will take it. But again, firing on all cylinders is Angrybird. Gets a back throw. Where's the Yoga Fire? Doesn't even need to do it. All right, the reversal's out of there. He's got to be careful with the jump. He's got super. He has got the CA for the jump.
This is huge. Oh my God, that's going to be critical art.
Again, he's too close. He has to do the whirlwind shot pressure. There it is. He got him. Can he get a throw here, though?
The cross-up is there.
Wow.
And the stun. We're tying it all up. We're going to a final game. Here we go. Angrybird and Mr. Crimson all tied up.
Now let me find out if Crimson makes an executive decision and cancels into CA early to get that damage, but he goes for EX Yoga Fire first. Jumps in, delay, and
interruption against the EX whirlwind shot. EX Eagle Spike instead. Angrybird spending all the meter, forward throw. This is the momentum he needed. Roundhouse does get a slight punish.
It's a tenuous punish, but we'll take it. Gonna get the Oki as well. Spinning mix is not available yet. Too far away. Nail assault straight to the corner. Double nail assault in the combo here. I think he tried to Gale, but didn't work.
Oh, he tried to Eagle Spike.
Big damage here.
Absolutely tried to Eagle Spike.
He might have to do Gale pressure. Let's see. Gale. Oh, no, not
EX spinning mixer.
Hang on a minute, he does the Haboob into the V-break. He's got one more Haboob available, but guess for the game? The Eagle Spike, that's not gonna be punished. It's gonna be here, he can't Gale, he cannot Gale, he has the V-break. And the light kick takes it for Mr. Crimson. Progressing through the loser's bracket, his toughest set yet, and he advances deeper in the bracket. And I'll tell you what, he had to bring it back in a 2-1 defeat in the group stages from Group F. He turns it around with that extended set with a 3 out of 5 there against Angrybird. Firing on all cylinders, he was able to emerge victorious, Vicious.
I love the sportsmanship coming from Angrybird as well. You know it means a lot to him, win or lose. He still gets to see one of his friends advance even further into the most prestigious Street Fighter tournament we could ever ask for. Again, I love Angrybird and Mr. Crimson, the way they throw it all out there on the table. Yo, give it up one more time. From a man, Angrybird. Hold your head up high, man. You had quite the career, an inspiration to a lot of us players, commentators, and fans alike, man.
So, because Angrybird won their last encounter, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep it consistent. You just got to slightly tweak how you take Mr. Crimson to the corner. But that's where the matchup plays. That's where the real test happens for Mr. Crimson. And he looked super confident as the games went by. We started to see Yoga Anvil in abundance. He was working with that here. He did get mixed up a fair bit, but he kept composed. He kept that resolute defense up and ready. And this is what was just fantastic to see. And even though, like, Angrybird was just getting in, it wasn't, you know, huge chunk, the 30-40% damage combos. Right. It was just death by 1,000 cuts and still kept him in this dogfight. So I really got to say, I was impressed by his mental resilience in those last few games there, Vicious.
We talked about that resilience. It led him to a final moment where he actually tied it up. We see Mr. Crimson getting the big conversions that he needed and getting the crowd behind him as well. But it was Angrybird's tenacity in this corner, right?
Yes.
Consistently making Mr. Crimson guessing. Again, you talked about it, death by 1,000 cuts. But I'll tell you what, some of these cuts are pretty big when it comes to Rashid, but closing it out. I gotta say too, this moment, I feel like, for Mr. Crimson, when he turned it all around and tied it up, he started to regain his confidence and force Angrybird into really awkward scenarios in being overzealous with his offense. We saw him rushing down in spots where he wasn't ready to convert or even wasn't in the right spacing.
That is correct, indeed, and I love the use of V-Trigger as well, but Angrybird is not deterred. I like that these guys took it down to the wire, and he loves hyping up the crowd. He loves how exuberant they can get. He loves the supporters, not just here, but the guys at home. Shout out to the French contingent at home. They must be staying awake for this because he's still in this, right? And as you can see there, as I was alluding to before, good block on the spinning mixer for a full punish, because I tell you what, so many people would have cracked under pressure just because of Angrybird's, you know, over-determination, that overzealousness that actually works in his favor in that scenario. And then again, with that Gale pressure, that looked unfortunate though, because I like the effort or the attempt to try and punish a limb with the EX Eagle Spike. But I tell you what, this is going to be interesting, right? When we move on to the next match, we're going back to the winner's side. But let me tell you something. The next match here, both these players started in losers round 1 top 16, and they have been winning up until this point.